Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the all-new redesigned 2023 Chevrolet Colorado. This is the Z71, finished off in radiant red. It has an MSRP just over $47,000. Now as we start off today's review, we're going to take a look at what powers this all-new mid-size truck. So underneath the hood is the 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 310 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque. That's capable of towing right up to 7,700 pounds, which is pretty impressive. Now this weighs in right around 4,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7 seconds, has a top speed of 135. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking right around 17 miles per gallon in the city, 21 out on the highway. So even though we no longer have that V6, it is still a pretty capable smaller size engine. Now as we talk about the all-new exterior design, it looks in a sense like a mini Silverado. So I really like that design aspect to it, with the gloss black that runs right through the middle, plenty of cutouts and inlets to provide a lot of cooling to that engine. We now have LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. Very thin housing for the turn signal in that area, but it is integrated very nicely. There's fog lights in the lower trim pieces, some brush trim in the middle of the bumper, 2 front tow hooks, and then that lower air dam. Now it's interesting to see that installed on this Z71. This is a truck that you can take off road. So if you're buying this, that would be the first thing that I recommend you take off. Now for the hood, very nice bulges running down it. So it gives it that Silverado vibe, but very proportional for this smaller size truck. Now for the side, this has a set of 18-inch wheels with the Kevlar reinforced all-season tires or all-terrain tires that are pretty grippy for off-road. We actually took this exact truck off the pavement. That's why it's a little bit dirty. So if you want to see that video, be sure to check that out. Gloss black for the side mirrors. There's a sunroof up top, the gloss black running between the windows. And then we have the quad cab with the shorter bed. Really nice lines that run down the side. Z71 is on the back section there with the side exit exhaust on the passenger side. And let's take a listen to this 4-cylinder because this does have remote start. And it quickly comes to life. You can shut that off as needed. For the rear, Chevrolet is stamped in the tailgate, LED taillights, backup camera with the sensor. The bumper is finished off in gloss black, but this also has the bed side steps. There's a grab handle up top, and then that step there, which helps you enter and exit, of course. Now the tailgate is also lockable, so with it unlocked, now we can release that with the soft opening tailgate. This has the spray and bed liner to give you that added protection. There are a total of 8 tie-down hooks. I do wish there were a little bit more, but you do have 8 from the factory. Plug over on that passenger side. We had a motorcycle in here, fit well. 2 might be a little bit crammed, but nonetheless, you have plenty of space. Now, what I really like is the fact that Chevrolet gave you this extra space within the tailgate itself. I believe that this is a plug, so if you had some, if you made this a cooler, you have a drain plug there. Not sure what this middle area is, but you could probably attach some accessories so things don't slide around. But you can put your recovery straps or some other tools in there. Very nice to see. Since tailgates are hollow, why not use that extra space? As we work our way to the back seats now, door panel's pretty nice, pretty simple too. We have the red stitching, the grab handle, release handle, a little bit of storage, and then leather for these seats with the red accents and the red stitching. Now what's also nice for the size of this truck, you have hidden storage space underneath. It goes all the way to the passenger side where there's the spare tire toolkits. You do have a little bit of space where you can put some items as needed. Not the largest bins, but nonetheless, it's great to have. And at 5'10", I have plenty of space in the back with the front seat set at my height. There's cup holders, air vents, and auxiliaries. And I have about 2 or 3 inches above my head, so it is nice. We have the armrest, 2 cup holders, and then the manual sliding rear glass. So to ride around town for a mid-sized truck, it's nice. It is spacious for its size. If you have car seats, kids, and or bigger people, you might want to go full size, but I do like the platform for the mid-size truck if that is all that you need. Driver door panel has a split design for the storage. There's memory seats, all the window adjustments, a speaker too, and then the power adjusting heated and ventilated front seats with all of the red accents just like you saw in the rear. And let's fire this back up after we look at this graphic and illumination there, which is pretty cool. We can bring it back to life, talk about the steering wheel, which is solid leather. Left side has all the cruise control settings. Right side, Bluetooth, music. You have the heated steering wheel control, shortcuts to your audio, and then this pages button will go through this digital gauge cluster. So currently there's vitals on both sides along with music in the middle, what gear you're in the lower section, the drivetrain too. And then you can also pull up off-road settings. So pitch and roll along with your transfer case, your steering angle. You have miles per hour, so more of a calm screen there. And then we have this last one. So not a whole lot of info, but it is nice to go through those different settings. On the left side, dimmer switch for the gauges, trailer braking system too. And then for the infotainment system, physical button for power and volume is on the left side, and then currently we're on the home screen to go through all these icons like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can get into your map, your phone, trailering system. You can even go through the off-road tab. So Baja, you have G-force meter, steering angle, transfer case, you have pitch and roll, PSI, and then a compass and your elevation, which is pretty interesting. There's also an air down mode. This will work putting air back in the tires, of course, but the vehicle will honk its horn when you get to that desired PSI. Gives you a little bit more ease of airing down and filling back up, so you don't have to keep checking it every single time. We have shortcuts to the music and the Google Maps when you're with your phone, when you have that paired, and some other various settings that you can go into. Very similar to the Silverado screen, just shrunk a little bit to match this interior. Now underneath that, there are so many toggles here, but I love how Chevy designed them because while we have a lot, easy to go through. Where you like the air to go, heated and ventilated seats, fan speed, your defrosters, and your sync controls. And then the temperature dials are on both sides. So it's very nice to see all of that in a small area, but laid out well. 2 air vents underneath that. This button right here will put all of the windows down. I do wish that it put all of the windows up. You do have to put those back up individually, of course, but it is nice on a hot day. Just get them all down and you can go from there. There's the engine start stop, hazards, your lane keeping assist, and then power for the auxiliaries. Now this also has a wireless charging pad. There's some more auxiliaries there. And then with the 4-wheel drive system, we have a few modes there, as well as different driving modes. So there's off-road, there's the towing and trailering, there's a terrain setting, and then normal is for on the pavement, of course. So like I said earlier, we took this off-road. Be sure to check out that video to see how those modes react to different types of off-roading. Now there's the e-brake behind that. If I put this into reverse, there's the backup camera with a few guidelines, and of course, just depending on the angle that you need, if you're backing up to a spot or a trailer, you can change that as needed. There's a low range gear, and then plus and minus, so you can shift when needed. 2 cup holders in the middle with a little bit of storage, and then there's also a removable storage bin in the center armrest with a deep space for that amount of room, as well as the glove box having an ample amount of space. We have the manual adjusting sunshade with all the sunroof controls. There's some OnStar controls and the dome lights. And then a look at visibility. Very easy to see in all directions. It's a small truck, but it's very open at the same time. And now from second gear, here we go. The amount of torque that this Turbo 4 has definitely makes up, I think, for it being a 4-cylinder turbo. It has that 4-cylinder engine note, exhaust note to it, but I really don't have any complaints with its power. It gets up and moves for the weight of this truck. I think it's pretty healthy for this. We are talking almost $50,000 though, getting a 4-cylinder turbo, but I definitely don't have any complaints with it with the time that I've been behind the wheel. So for the all-new Chevrolet Colorado, with the interior looking very nice, exterior having a great design, I think it's a good update. Like I mentioned earlier, the Colorado has been the same for several years, very similar with other brands too, like the Tacomas, and I think it's a nice update. One thing that I will point out is the fact that this armrest here, to me, isn't really that comfortable because we have the short armrest in the back and then we have this massive piece right here where the grab handle is. You really can't rest your arm that comfortably on this piece. So it's just something to get used to. You know, you have your leg there if you want or something, but to me it's not the best layout with the amount of elevation changes within that one area. But that would be, I think, the only minor thing that I have found with this entire truck over the last 7 days. So I don't think that's really all that bad considering what this truck has to offer. But I think that is going to wrap it up for the walk around review and test drive for this all new Chevrolet Colorado Z71. Again, be sure to check out our off-roading video and the other content that we have made on this all new midsize truck. Give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.